Don't bubble your trouble but find solution. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solution only. Albert Einstein. If your life is running smooth, that is there is a serious problem. This could mean that you should do something more creative where you will find troubles and to solve them need to find solutions. Life is like a puzzle game where we will have to find out solutions for every puzzle. Big personalities are born after facing troubles only because they got learnings from difficulties and learned lessons to come out successfully. Whenever you do something, troubles are very obvious to arise. If you understand and analyze, you find that every trouble is a learning for us. In spite of bubbling the trouble, we need to find suitable measures to solve the trouble. It is rightly said that if your life is running smooth without any trouble, that is, you are not growing. So, on the growth trajectory, troubles will necessarily arise. Have all the positive mindset to solve the trouble area and create win-win solution. Where there is trouble, there is suitable solution too. Only we should have the intelligence to the solve the puzzle and should have the patience as well as courage to sustain until and unless the problem is resolved. Problems are to mind what exercise is to muscles. They toughen and make strong. Norman Vincent Peale. Some are having tendency to bubble the trouble in spite of finding suitable solution, and this is definitely a wrong approach to pursue. Trouble only comes to their ways who try hard and who do have all the faith in their capabilities too. One most important thing to remember that every trouble teaches us particular lesson. Mind it, troubles come in the path of those who try hard. A rosy path can never lead us to success. Whenever you are in trouble, you are in the right path, but have all the courage, stable intelligence, and willful attitude to crack the difficulties arising in your way. For instance, you were driving a bicycle and suddenly fell down. Now, first option is only to scream for this reason that you fell down and wounded, and second option is to go to the doctor and take proper remedification along with other relief measures as prescribed by the doctor. A rational thinker will opt for the second option, which is going to definitely solve the problem. The best years of your life are ones in which you decide your problems are your own. You do not blame on your mother, the ecology, or the president. You realize that you control your own destiny. Albert Ellis. Following these tips can be helpful in solving problem. First ask yourself, is there really a problem here? Accept it. Ask for help. Use 80% of your time to find solutions. Break the problem down into smaller pieces. Find the opportunity and or lessons within the problem. Often, we create problems in our own heads that are not really out there in reality, or things may be simpler than you think. So relax a bit and think about if there is really a big problem? Is it something that will matter in 5 years or even in 5 weeks? Life becomes so less stressful when you stop making mountain out of the molehills or just out of thin air. When you accept that problem already exists and stop resisting, then you also stop putting more energy into the problem and feeding it. Now it is just like, well, more or less you might still feel a bit down about it. You can use the energy you previously fed the problem with the energy that probably made the problem look bigger than it was to find creative solutions to the challenge. Now it just exists. Well, more or less you might still feel a bit down about it, what I said earlier, right? You can ask people for advice on what to do and what they did in similar situation. But you can also ask for more practical help, pragmatic help. You don't have to solve every problem on your own, and sometimes it feels better to have someone by your side, even it is just for emotional support. If you just ask, you may find that people will often be willing to help you out. Solving a problem can sometimes seem overwhelming and impossible. To decrease anxiety and think more clearly, break the problem down. Identify the different parts it consists of. Then figure out one practical solution you can take for each of those parts. Use those solutions. The whole problem may not solve immediately, but solutions can get started and might solve a few pieces of it. I have found that there is almost always a positive side to a problem. Perhaps it alerts us to a great way to improve our business or relationships, or teaches us how our lives perhaps are not as bad as we thought. Finding this more positive part of the problem reduces its negative emotional impact. You may even start to see the situation as a great opportunity for you. When you with the problem, ask yourself, what is good thing about this? What can I learn from this? What hidden opportunity can I find within this problem? In fact, bosses like those employees who come along with solutions to every problem rather than those who leave their process with problems only. So be a problem solver. At least try to be a problem solver. There is a huge scope for the people who are having problem solving potential. Approach your goal with positive mind frame only. You can not have a positive life and a negative mind. Joy is mere. Successful people always maintain a positive focus in life no matter what is going on around them. Once we will be able to find a place inside where the joy is, definitely that joy will finish out the pain. When your mind is at peace, then only you can pursue your life goals with positivity. But for bringing positivity, we also need to answer few other relevant questions like, did you love? Did you forgive? Did you offer peace today? Did you bring smile to someone's face? Did you say a word of healing? And so on. David Bailey said, a positive attitude can really make dreams come true. It did for me. If we sum up education, experience, and environment, we will get an amazing thing called attitude, because attitude itself is the sum total of three E's. Approaching your goal with positivity works like a catalyst and it sparks extraordinary results. Following positive thinking strategies can help you to achieve your goal. Avoid absolute and exaggerations. Halt negative thoughts immediately. Look for the positive. It's okay to blow it. Don't bully yourself. Encourage yourself. Lose the guilt. Only you are responsible for you. Be responsible for your feelings. Be kind to yourself. Let it go. Learn to accept compliments and build your self esteem, self image, and confidence. Let bygones be bygones. Focus on what is possible. For being positive, we need to have friendship with our four horses within us. That is physical being, intellect, worry, and ego. Once we know to have a friendship with these four horses, that means this your physical body, your intellect, worry, and ego, then our heart, mind, soul will also follow our directions religiously. And finally, we will be able to throw out the entire negativity out of our system. So try to do something good for to make your ear, mind, and soul happy. And once it is done, you will be filled with all the positive energy within you. One day, a professor entered the classroom and asked his students to prepare for a surprise test. The professor handed over a blank piece of paper to make everyone surprised without any questions into it. But there was a black dot in the center of the paper. Professor was monitoring everyone's expressions and told all of them to write about what they see into the paper. Students were in confused state. But though due to the instructions, everyone started on this inexplicable task. At the end of the test, Professor took all the answer sheets, started reading loudly in front of the entire classroom. Surprisingly, all of them defined the black dot along with its positioning in the center of the sheet. Now it was Professor's turn to explain. He said, "No one of you wrote about the bigger white paper, that is bigger white part of the paper. Instead, everyone focused on the black dot only." Same thing happens in our life too. When we used to focus on black dot like health issues that bothers us, relationship complications, lack of money, disappointment with a friend, since the dark spot is very small as compared to the everything we have in our lives, but still they are the ones that pollute our minds. So just shift your focus from the black dots in your lives and rather enjoy each one of the blessings that life gives you in every moment. Former Indian cricket player Sachin Tendulkar has said beautiful lines. When people throw stones on you, you turn them into milestones. Now that is called approaching your goals with positivity, no matter what other people gives you. Chase your knowledge and your dreams will materialize. Indian cricket commentator Harsha Bhogle once said, "Chase your runs and money will run behind you." Wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. Attaining knowledge is only half the race done. That is, knowledge alone is not power until it is implemented. It is vain like a standstill motor car which gets true value only once the ignition key is on and it runs at a full speed over the surface. Whatever you are depends upon the level of knowledge acquired and skill of implementation at right place. Knowledge knocks your door when you are really passionate about doing things. Passion drives you to focus the bullseye. Whichever field you are, your success will be determined by the level of focus in that area. Synoptically, you will have to master in your field. You will have to do the things so differently in order to make it a hallmark. Knowledge comes through observations and practicing. Knowledge is primary, while rest everything is secondary. One of the best Indian cricket player, Virat Kohli, is focusing to be more knowledgeable through practicing, observing himself as well as other cricket players by this making himself both mentally and physically strong. His mastery over the game is for fetching for him all the success, name, fame, prosperity. It will be a clean partiality if I don't give the credit of acquiring knowledge through books and other learning materials, but reiterating that all the knowledge is vain if not acquired through practice up to the level of perfection. This is crystal clear that whatever you do, do to the fullest and chase to attain expertise into that field. Focusing on achieving good grades is welcome step for students, but most important is how much you have learned. No one can recall his previous classes marks so easily, but knowledge once acquired becomes an asset for you forever. If your preparation is good, definitely grades and marks will also be good and according to your expectations only. Nelson Mandela once said, education, that is knowledge, is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So, if you want to be more powerful in life, then educate yourself. Benjamin Franklin's words are also worth mentioning, that is, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. First President of India, Sir Dr. Rajendra Prasad, was born in such a poor family that he used to study at night under the street light, and his level of knowledge was so thorough that once his examiner was checking his examination copy and he was so impressed that he was compelled to write this remark: examinee is better than examiner. His passion for chasing knowledge had made him the first most beloved president of India. Believe me, you are having all the strengths given by the Almighty to do miracles. In the process of chasing knowledge, one message of Swami Vivekananda will be worthwhile. That is, at least talk to yourself once a day, otherwise, you may miss meeting an excellent person in the world. Self talk is one of the biggest tools while chasing knowledge. You will face so many hurdles, and during those hard moments, your self talk will boost your overall confidence. A student asked Swami Vivekananda, Sir, I would do something for my country. Swamiji gave him a lovely reply that, my dear, right now You are a student, so your entire focus should be on your studies only, and that will be the real contribution towards your country. You must have to acquire knowledge of your field. It will not be wrong to say that only strong grip in your core field is extremely important. Here, I would like to share the power of knowledge through a book called The Art of Cricket. This book is based upon Sir Don Bradman, who is known as the top batsman in history of cricket. He advised through his book that for being a good batsman, only playing good is not commensurate, but the player must have to study the rules and laws of his games too. Instead of being a player, Sir Don Bradman has prepared for the test of umpiring and qualified that test too. He was a player who has nothing to do with umpiring, but still, in order to understand the rules, laws of games, he prepared for this test thoroughly and qualified the test successfully. This gives us the lesson that complete knowledge is the key to be master in any field. This teaches the lesson in whatever field you are, do everything to have complete knowledge of your field. Whether you are a student, teacher, sales professional, businessman, or in any field, you need to have the complete knowledge of your field. For instance, you are studying the master's degree like MBA sales. Here you should have all the relevant books to to your degree, and you should acquire all the skills through practical trainings for being a successful salesperson. Imagine when you will sit for the interview, your knowledge of selling will open the eyes of the interviewers too, and your employer will have proud to enroll you in their list of employees. You will do miracles in your field by touching the highest sales figures, and that day will not be far away when you will reach to a very respectable position in the top management of the company too. So domain knowledge also, along with proper action, are essential features to be successful. So finally, I would like to quote Kofi Annan, that is Nobel Prize recipient, Ghanaian diplomat and Secretary General of United Nations, words: knowledge is power, information is liberating, education is the premises of progress in every society and in every family. Ego entry means knowledge exit. Even a backdoor entry to ego can shut down all the doors to intelligence. Self. Ego is person's self-esteem, or in layman's language, it's your self-importance. It is not to be wrong to say that ego is like you are having dust in your eyes and you are not in position to see anything clearly. In reality, it is your false esteem. Albert Einstein had rightly said, more the knowledge, lesser the ego. Lesser the knowledge, more the ego. Therefore, lack of knowledge leads us towards ego. Mother Teresa was a teacher in a school in Kolkata, India, and all her needs were met in convent where she lived. But she chose humility as her mission and gave up her life in the convent in order to live and taking care of poorest of poor. Most importantly, her humility is evident in that she never tried to draw attention to herself. So from today onwards, leave your ego before you fall down upfront. Mind it that ego will only judge you and punish you. Before this toxic ego ruins your talent and treasure, you should take any antidote of ego, that is humility. In reality, it is the process of being modest. I believe that being humble doesn't mean thinking less of yourself, but thinking yourself less. It is actually the ability to give up your pride and still retain your dignity. Mother Teresa once said, humility is the mother of all virtues, purity, charity, obedience. And if you are humble, nothing will touch you, neither praise nor disgrace, because you know what you are. If you are blamed, you will not be discouraged. Humility can bring powerful changes in your life. These strategies can help you to cultivate humility. Ask for feedback. Confront your prejudices. Start with a question. Really listen. Accept setbacks. Discover awe. More humbleness you have, lesser will be your ego. So there is an inverse relationship between ego and humility. So bury your ego from right now and fill yourself with modesty. This will definitely make you the first beneficiary. I unwillingly tried and tested the ego factor continuously for almost 11 years on my near and dear ones as well as third parties, and results were mind boggling. To be honest, I have paid a big price for jotting down the crux in next 2 to 3 lines of this paragraph. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone wants to be treated with importance. It is not easy. People attend degrees, buy houses, cars, luxuries, expecting permanent satisfaction, but fails and finally find an easy way. And that easy way is leaving the hands of humility and hold tight ego. Crux is humility earns honor while ego kills it. To close this topic with restless words, ego kills knowledge as knowledge requires learning and learning requires humility. Let your hard work speak. Narayan Murthy once said 90% of the graduates, management as well as engineering graduates, are unemployable because they lack the true knowledge and skills to get hired. Hard work needs no explanation. Hard work silently in order to create your identity in society. In spite of boasting yourself, channelize your energy in positive direction, and I am pretty sure that you need no introduction further. Hard work can be mental as well as physical. People in high level managements usually indulge into strategic management, that is purely decision making, which is completely a mental task. Physical hard work has lesser importance if not accompanied with mental hard work. Lower level of management includes ground task force who are supposed to do physical hard work only where they need to follow the instructions of top level management, that is the decision makers only. People indulge into decision making, that is the mental hard work, are paid hefty amount of money as compared to the people who do physical hard work. Mental hard work is considered to be very intricate task which needs excellent education along with the wide experience too. There are lively examples which explain how hard work brought laurels in the lives of these people. Nand Kishore Chaudhary, chairman and MD of Jaipur Pugs, which is India's one of the biggest exporter of hand knitted carpets, but this happened possible with mere capital of Indian rupees 5,000 only, and being scheduled caste were the biggest obstacle too. But his hard work enabled him to cross all the barriers, and today he needs no introduction. Sitaram Bittu, owner of Bittu Tikkiwala (BTW), started his journey from a humble tailor selling tikkis, and presently he owns over 20 restaurants or more across New Delhi even. Chandubhai Birani and brothers, currently owner of the Balaji Wafers, started off by selling chips in cinema halls of Rajkot. They came into the business of fertilizers and running a hostel which failed, and finally got successful in setting up the business of selling chips and snacks. And today their company owns a major share in the market. Colin Powell has rightly said, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Hard work accompanied by intelligence fetches success. First of all, decide your goal and work out strategies accordingly, and then channelize your hard work in order to achieve success. Hard work, if fetches you failure, it means either you lack effort or you need to reassess your strategies and make suitable changes if required. Billionaire Warren Edward Buffett, CEO Hathaway Berkshire, and Narayan Murthy, founder Infosys, keep on doing mental hard work, which includes 6 to 7 years of dedicated reading on daily basis. That's so astonishing. They do such a mental hard work reading book by going through the experiences of different iconic personalities of present time, past time, in order to learn from their experience and apply their learnings for flourishing their business and life as well. Nobody likes to do hard work, but still successful people do, because they know the pain of hard work can only give them satisfaction. Take the example of courageous word hawk. It has a tentative lifespan of around 70 years, but somewhere around completion of first 40 years of age, hawk's beak as well as claws bends and its feathers gets heavy and sticky on the body, making it unable to fly. In this situation, hawk is remained with two options, either to end up the life, whether where it can't fly, catch hold and eat the prey, or bear the pain of rejuvenation. Imagine the hawk adopts for the second option, and for this, hawk snatches its own feathers, breaks its own um, bent claws and beak. This process is full of unbearable pain, but hawk opts for this pain for around next 5 months. Still, it recovers and have new feathers, beak and claws, which makes him totally capable to fly, catch hold its prey for next 30 years, for being for remaining for his remaining average life, that is 30 years of life, remaining next 30 years. These 5 months of unbearable pain are so tough, where it has to remain hungry too. This gives us a great lesson to opt for hard work and let the success to speak itself. Champions are created in the soul factory. Hard days are best because that's when champions are made. Bobby Douglas. I will start by sharing the words of boxing champion Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest, I am the champion. But while saying so, he used to punch the boxing bag, which indicates that desire along with implementation makes true sense. Being champion is not a single day process. For this, dedicated hard work need to be done when nobody is watching. Champions are not made in gymnasiums, but are created from something that they have deep inside, that is a desire, dream, vision. But most importantly, a stronger will along with skill. Indian boxing player Vijender Singh proved himself a champion in spite of being son of a bus driver who were having financial constraints. Boxing guru Muhammad Ali remained 3 times world champion and created history. He was such a player who used to move like a butterfly in the boxing ring and sting the opponent unnoticeably. Whatever you do, you will have to invest your entire energy into it, and then no one can stop you to become a champion. For being a champion, level of sustained and dedicated effort should be such that you keep no stone unturned to be a champion in the field where you want to excel. Remember that champions are not from other planet but are created in this earth planet only. They do something extraordinary in their field and create history. They become guiding force for others and iconic figures for others too. Light up the fire of enthusiasm within you. You are born to be known in this globe, and for creating such your identity, and for this, you will have to be a champion in your field. India is touching somewhere around 1.5 billion of population figure, but champions are very rare in spite of such a huge human resource. In Olympic Games, country like China secure highest number of gold medals because they start working on making champions from very early ages of the players, and in this process 100% dedication is the key. Champions possess some specific characteristics like must become committed to rising above average, have the heart of a champion, confront their fears like fear of being rejected, fear of failure, fear of the known, fear of worst case scenario, fear of what is happening or what people say is happening in the world's event, fear of moving out of your comfort zone with a new job or a new business, fear of speaking in public. Good is not always good enough. Be willing to pay the price. Go and believe in excellence. Be a finisher. Those who rise above the crowd are the champions who go extra mile while others are relaxing in front of the idiot box that is the TV. Champions overcome their fears by and through the word of God. The most inspirational holy book, the Bible says, don't panic. I am with you. There is no need to fear for. I am your God. I will give you strength. I will help you. I will hold you steady. Keep a firm grip on you. If you are right, your whole world will also be right. Do the right thing and results will follow. Andrew Bloom, owner of BBO Luxury Group. Life is never been without bumps and challenges. Steve Benjamin advises that everything we do is a process, a series of interrelated actions. If the process is right, results will follow. It is entirely your mindset and related actions that determine the results. When your thoughts process is clear, you act smart and these actions lead you to your desired outcome. Have you ever analyzed the day when you wake up with cheerful mood and everything goes on smooth with all the happiness, excitement, pleasure and joy? And on the contrary, the day when you wake up with upset mood, your entire day brings along dullness, dizziness, lethargicity and other downswings. So your life is like facing a mirror when your reflection depends on your physical well-being only. That is, nobody except you have the total control over what needs to happen in your life. When we are having total control over the happenings of our life, then we are in the state of pure intelligence. So why not to be and act right in order to make our surroundings right? We are the controller of our surroundings. Let's season your brain in such a way that you remain in the state of pure control where every action of yours bring for you happiness, peace, joy, prosperity. There is no need at all to think about others but to work out on your own, and you will find there is no better place than this world. You will wake up with all the positive energy every day and your life will become celebration throughout. All this happened because you have learned the true process of making yourself right in order to make your world right. So take very good care of your inner self which is responsible for your surroundings. And once you have corrected your inner surroundings, your outer surroundings will automatically be right. Keep due diligence over your thought process. Better to appoint a watchdog to take care of your thoughts you are nurturing within yourself. But the process of your thoughts and actions should be in the line of the desired outcome. Therefore, process is more important than the outcome. Let me ask you a question. If you need good health, your first step should be to decide the process of to get healthy body, and for this you will follow good and balanced diet along with gymming, meditation and other forms of exercises, yogas and pranayams. So conclusively, your health was not up to your expectations earlier because somewhere the process of being healthy was not designed and followed by you intentionally or unintentionally. But once you design the process for you and follow it religiously, results will follow your expectations. You can control yourself and prepare your mind and energy in doing whatever seems right to you. It is really very easy because how you want to be treated and what you want to become and other things related to you are under your control only, because it's all about you. So let's start self talks from immediate effect, and expected results will follow throughout your life.